So yes, absolutely. So community engagement with Trent and Dove. Trent and Dove really invest in the community engagement team. So this is about supporting our communities where we have housing management stock, supporting those communities to thrive, to build in confidence, to access everything that's going on around them. So my mapping role is about taking area by area and kind of really focusing on what's on in that area, what might be the gaps, and then not looking at kind of us as in Trent and Dove filling those gaps, but working in partnership with other services and agencies to kind of meet some of those needs. So Horninglow and Eton was the first area for me to map, and one of the big things that came out of it was communication, that people don't know what's going on in their area, and that people were isolated and feeling lonely. So before I started this job, I know Places of Welcome was kind of on the radar for Trent and Dove, but that gave me a real opportunity to introduce Place of Welcome to our kind of menu of things that we offer in the community. So that was how we started the Place of Welcome in Horninglow back in 2021, was it? At one of our community gardens. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to say today, I think for us, we found that a Place of Welcome kind of organically grows because of the community, because of who the volunteers are, and very much because of the people who come. So it started as a group that met in a garden, one of our community gardens, and they just held theirs from April through to October. And as the group grew and as their ideas grew, they now reside 2 streets up in the boxing club, which I think is it's an interesting thing, because if you think about where you might want to put something on in the community, you might not, some of the obvious ones wouldn't be like your boxing club down the road. And I think for the community, they wouldn't think that's for them as well. So that's been a nice link to kind of showing the community that this is also a space for people to use, and it's not just, for workouts on a Monday and Thursday night or whatever. So yes, that connection, joining people to their local community is very key, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have one in our community cafe in Stapen Hill. That's our community cafe is open Monday to Friday. We offer free lunches. We've got our community fridge. We have an evening family meal. So there's lots going on there, and that is very much seen as a Trent and Dove project. And then we have Places of Welcome within that. That's very much for people just kind of popping in, having that conversation, having that chat, but it leads on to other things. And I think that's a key thing about Places of Welcome, is that it's building people's confidence to join something else, get involved with something else. It's like some first easy steps, isn't it, to take? And then we have another one as well. Well, we have another venue up in Winshill, but it's that Place of Welcome is run by a church group locally, so they use our space. So again, there's a slightly different, very, very busy. You walk in there and it's just like, there's just so many conversations and laughter going on. There's people doing puzzles, there's people sitting chatting, there's doing bits of craft. So very much a mix up there. So that's lovely. I think that's quite a good point. We could not have joined. We could have just set up, couldn't we? And just run it as a drop-in coffee morning or something similar. I think for the volunteers, I think it gives them a real sense of belonging to a wider kind of network. They've obviously got access to training, which I forward on to them. And I think that kind of feels that they're not just running something in isolation, that there's a link of them all around, even though they might not have met them, but they're hearing what other groups are doing. So I think there's that kind of connection that's really important. For us, one of the key things was the simplicity of the model. That's very much in aligns with how we want to do our community work, our community engagement work. I think for us as well, it is, you know, it is a place of welcome that Trent and Dove are running, but I think for the community, it's very important to say that it's not. Trent and Dove are community engagement opportunities are open for everybody, but I believe some people might just think that you have to be a Trent and Dove tenant or Trent and Dove customer. So that Places of Welcome maybe opens that up and takes away some of those barriers as well. So yeah, the benefits definitely of the training. I think there's the benefits for the volunteer, huge benefit for the community to be able to say, oh yes, we do one of those as well, you know, because I think there's 6 over Burton now, aren't there? So I think it's really key, isn't it, that what we're delivering is not always town centre based, expecting people to be able to, things have to be very local for people to engage, especially for people who feel that they might not fit into kind of some of the mainstream groups and activities, and also those activities that have a cost attached to them. So this is very much on people's doorstep. There is no cost. Everyone is just, as it says in the tin, welcome to come for part of or all of it. And also people don't have to share any information, which I think is any personal information, do they? Yes. You know, there's no register, there's no sign-up sheet or anything. And I think for lots of people that eases some of the difficulties that people have. And I think one of the other things is I don't know if this is the right place to say this, but people are struggling, aren't they? To, you know, the cost of going out for coffee and a cup of tea and a cake is really high these days. And it's a really, really important part of people's lives, isn't it? Having that connection, leaving home, putting some structure to your week, all those kind of things. So I really believe that it should be a decent cup of coffee that we offer, and quality biscuits, and make people feel valued and slightly looked after and boosted a little bit. I think that's really key. The key thing for us in our team about delivering community activities is that being consistent, and of course that matches your model, same place, same time each week. And we all know, I think if you're starting up with a new Places of Welcome, we experienced it even at the cafe where we were already running activities, and the one that runs their Place of Welcome in our venue in Winshill, we all started with really low numbers. You know, you get 2 or 3 people in and you think, you know, how's this ever going to work? The one in Winshill, I kept talking with them as they set up. They were very concerned it wasn't going to take off. They have 20 plus people in every week without fail, and now run extra activities because those people want to go and do a litter pick, that kind of thing. Our one at the Garden, when we started with just 2 or 3 people, friends of the volunteer mainly, but now they're regularly getting high teens, people just dropping in. So it's, I think, from experience, it's absolutely worth sticking with it, and it really does come because it's the same time, same place each week, and that's a really key part.
Yeah,
I think that visual banner, that A board outside as well, is really key, because I mean, you look at the boxing club, it does not look like your local drop-in village hall kind of centre, but there's a lot of footfall that goes past there. So that, I think, again, that just that visual, those A boards are really helpful. It is much more than just putting the kettle on and making cups of tea. It's being really aware of people who find it hard to connect, isn't it? And